Hey guys, I'm Dr. Chelsea Ack. Today we are doing a chest and tricep workout. Now if you don't have kettlebells, it's okay. Grab your dumbbells. If you don't have dumbbells, that's okay. You can still do these moves without any additional resistance. Now I'm gonna go through these moves with you, show you how to do them safely and effectively, give you some modifications if you need them. Then we're gonna go through a round real time, do the reps together, and then you get to go out and do a couple additional rounds on your own. If you're a beginner, you can do up to 2 additional rounds. If you're very advanced, you can do up to 5 additional rounds. Totally up to you. Make sure when you're picking your weights, make sure it's something that you can do safely for the full workout and maintain good form. This isn't just about pounding through reps, this is about getting through good form, making sure you're contracting the correct muscle groups and doing them well. All right, let's get started. First move we are gonna do is kickbacks. So we're gonna do this in tabletop position. So come to the ground. You want your hands stacked right underneath your shoulders, your knees right over your hips. You're gonna take your kettlebell or your dumbbell, or if you don't have a weight, that is okay. You're gonna pull your elbow into the side, and then you're gonna extend your hand back. Keep the elbow tight against your body. You don't want your arm to go up or down, or a lot of times people's arms will drop and they'll extend low. You wanna keep the elbow tight against the body, extend, and then squeeze at the top. You should feel a nice contraction in that back of that arm. You should really feel that engage, especially as you really extend at that top. Make sure you get that last engagement and full extension so you can squeeze there. We're gonna do 15 on that side, then we're gonna switch and do 15 on the opposite side. Next move we're doing is a kettlebell push-up. Now, push-ups, they have many variations and modifications for push-up. If you cannot do a push-up correctly, again, we're doing tricep push-ups. If you can't do a full-on push-up, it's totally fine. You can go from your knees and do a great tricep push-up. Biggest thing to remember here, if you're from your knees, I do not want you to cross your feet. We're gonna keep a neutral spine, neutral lower body. Make sure you're not on your kneecap, that can hurt. You wanna be on the top of that knee, so almost on that tendon muscle area. So you're gonna really shift forward on the tops of those, almost your thigh bone. Hands directly below your shoulders. Make sure you're not out in front of yourself. Stack them. You're gonna keep your elbows in tight. A lot of times when people do this, they want their elbows to shift outwards. We're gonna do tricep push-ups here. So elbows in tight against your body the whole time as you go down, and then push up. Now, if you can't go very low, that's okay. Do whatever depth you can do for you. If you can do a full tricep push-up, that's awesome, do that. Again, make sure you're not dropping in your core. You're maintaining core stability. You're not dropping in your low back, engaging your low back over your core. Keep that core tight. You're pressing out between those shoulder blades, not letting your back drop at all while you're doing these, okay? If you want more advanced, you can do these push-ups on the kettlebell. For this, make sure that your hands are stacked directly over the kettlebells, that your shoulders are right over them. Otherwise, you're gonna be in and out. The kettlebells could get very shaky and unstable, and that's how you could fall and injure yourself. So be very careful when setting up for this move. Make sure you're maintaining the core integrity throughout the entire rep scheme for this. Next move we're doing, dead bug floor press. All right, so for this, we're gonna lay on our backs. We're gonna get into a dead bug position. So what that is you're laying your back. You're gonna engage your core, so pull it in towards the back of your spine. You're gonna lift your legs up. You want your knees at 90 degrees. So you're not pulling in here, where you see your knees are actually in towards your hips. You want them directly stacked over your hips. So you feel your your core engage. You're gonna grab the kettlebells or the whatever you have, and we're gonna do a floor press. So what this looks like is you're just bringing your elbows to the ground. You're gonna rest them on the ground for a second, and then you're gonna explode up. Bring them down, rest them on the ground for a second, explode up. Make sure you're keeping that core engaged the entire time and sucked in. Next thing we're doing, we're staying on the ground. We're doing supine flies into dab extensions. Move we made up and move that we love. All right, here's what this is. Feet on the ground, core is in. It's the first thing we always do is we set up our core, right? Engage here. This is gonna help stabilize us. Grab your dumbbells or kettlebells, whatever you have. You're gonna do a fly, so control it on the way out. You're gonna squeeze your arms together as if there's a pencil in your chest. You wanna squeeze that pencil. It's not necessarily about bringing your hands together. I want you to think about squeezing your biceps together. So as your arms come out, keep them in line with your shoulders, squeeze your biceps together. You're really gonna get that squeeze in your chest. Then while your arms are here, you're gonna do one arm at a time. Take your left arm, as it's stacked over that shoulder, you're gonna cross it directly over to the opposite shoulder and then extend. So that'll really work a different area of the tricep. Then you're gonna fly, do a chest fly, and then the same thing, you're gonna do a dab extension. It's almost like you're dabbing, right? Do a little dance move while we're working out. So that's what that is. We're gonna do 15 moves there. Next thing we're doing a reverse plank tricep dips. So for this one, you're not gonna need a kettlebell or weights for this. You're gonna take your thumbs, you're gonna face forward. So put them behind you, but stack them beneath your shoulders, thumbs facing forward. Again, stack them, you're on your heels. You're gonna lift up, not from your hips. Okay, we're not lifting up, we're using your glutes here. What we're gonna do is we're putting your feet out in front of us, where we're lifting up just enough to where we're hovering off the ground. Now I want you to shift your weight back so your butt is closer to your hands. You should feel a lot of weight in your hands at this point. That's what you want. Now, I don't want you to use your hips at all here. The only movement that's coming is in your elbow. So a lot of times when I see people do this, they add in extra movement, or they try to use their hips to make it look like they're getting extra movement. You're gonna have very small movement here while you're doing this move, but you're gonna feel it a lot. So what this looks like, you're hovering your hips just above the ground, shift back to where you're by your hands. Your elbows are gonna go backwards, bend them, and then straighten them. You're just gonna do little pulses like that. So down and up, down and up. Again, if that's too easy, shift your butt even further back. You should really feel your triceps, the back of those arms engage. All right, last move we're doing is skull crushers. You can add legs if you wanna increase the intensity of this move. So, we're gonna lay on our backs, grab your kettlebells. If you're just doing regular skull crushers, you can keep your feet on the ground, make sure they're grounded, engage those abs first and foremost. Then what we're gonna do, you're gonna pull your arms together, hands face forward. You're gonna bring the kettlebells back towards your head as if you're gonna try to hit yourself in the head, and then you're gonna extend them up. You don't want much movement in your arms, you want them to stay still. You should really use just the back of the arms to move. All right, you wanna keep them in close. You don't want them moving out as you're pressing them up. Make sure you're squeezing those arms together. Really squeeze the back of the arms all the way up until you really extra squeeze them, extend them at the top. We're doing 15 there. All right, that's our workout. We're gonna go through a round real time together right now. Only give yourself about 10 to 20 seconds in between each move to make sure you're really working, keeping engagement intensity high. Our first move we're doing is kickbacks, so get ready. Flipping around to get started. I'm starting on the right side first. So again, make sure your core is engaged first and foremost before I even pick up the kettlebell. The first thing I do, suck in my core, make sure it's very engaged. Grab the kettlebell, elbow in tight. Here we go, 15. Back and squeeze. Make sure again, once you extend even further past the point to where you really feel the back of that arm engaged. You can straighten your arm, but really feel it and think about squeezing the back of the arm. It's a total different contraction when you're mentally aware and mentally engaging that muscle. Make sure you're breathing through this. 8. Again, this is a controlled movement. If this is too easy for you, feel free to do this in a plank position. It'll definitely increase your heart rate. You're doing great. 13, 14, 15. Good. All right, 10 seconds here just to set up and get into the next position to do it on the other side. All right, I'm doing the other side. Again, first thing I do is abs. Core engage, pull in. Elbow in tight, and we're going. 15. Back and squeeze. So I extend, and then I squeeze the back of my arm. That's what that rep looks like. Again, keep that chest facing the ground. You don't want to open up much at all. The only thing moving is coming from your elbow. Make sure it's a controlled movement. You don't want to swing the kettlebell and use momentum. You're doing great, guys. Focus on squeezing the back of that arm. Think about it changing. Think about that muscle contracting. Almost there, you got 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job. Okay, kettlebell push-ups. So just enough time to get set up. If you want to do push-ups on the kettlebells, you go for it. I'm not gonna. I want to make sure I use good form, so I'm just gonna do regular push-ups with all the kettlebells. If you want to go from your knees, that's awesome. Do whatever modification is good for you. So again, make sure you're squeezing those elbows in tight. Get set up. We're doing 15, 10 to 15 here, depending on where you're at. And go. Down. 1. Make sure as you're doing this, squeeze your butt, squeeze your quads, pull in your core. Keep those elbows in tight. They're gonna wanna flare out as you get tired. You're doing great, guys, come on. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job. Okay, flipping over to our backs. We're doing dead bug into floor press. Flipping over, get set up. First thing we're doing, setting up our abs, pull in, engage, legs up, keep them at 90, arms up, and here we go. Down and rest, explode up. Rest, explode. Make sure those legs are where they should be. I don't want you to be, your back should not be arching off the ground. Keep the low back pressed against the ground the whole time. If you can't do that, pull your legs in closer to your body. Keep breathing. Keep that low back down on the ground. If you need to put your legs on the ground and drop your feet, do it. This is all about keeping good form. Last 5 here, come on. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job, guys. Okay. We're going supine flies to dab extension. So again, stay on your back, don't move a whole lot. Grab a little bit of water if you need to. We're going right into it. So again, I'm grounding my feet for this one. Getting my kettlebells ready. We're going into flies again. Abs engaged, my low back is down. Fly, squeeze your biceps, then dab extensions across, extend across. Fly, squeeze. Good. Squeeze. The more you can be mentally aware of what muscles you're contracting and actually contract them at the same time, the better. The more, when you're doing a bicep curl, think about if you can do as many curls as you want, but if you're thinking about squeezing your bicep as you're curling it, think of the difference in how that feels. It's exactly what it is for every other move. The more you're mentally present while you do these things, the better. Awesome job, guys. You're doing great. Keep it up. Good. Here we go. Squeeze, press and squeeze. Press and squeeze. Really squeeze those triceps. Squeeze your biceps together now. Squeeze and straighten. We have 4 more. Almost there. Here we go. It's 4. And up. Here we go. Come on. This is 2. Last one here. Up. Squeeze and extend. Squeeze and extend. Awesome job. Okay. Shake it out if you need to. You might need to, and that's okay. We're doing reverse planks into the tricep dip next. Just enough time to get set up. So again, hands right underneath your shoulders, thumbs facing forward. Come up on the top, or on your heels. Lift your body up just so you're hovering off the floor. Then you're gonna shift your butt backwards. Little bends in your triceps. So we're going down and up. All the way down, pulse, up. So this is slow and controlled. Your elbows should be going straight backwards behind you. You should be feeling your whole back of your arm light up right now. We're at 5, we're going 15. This is too easy, shift your butt closer. This is too hard, you can shift your butt away, and that'll help take some of the load off. You also don't have to have as big of a movement. 13, 14, slow and controlled still, and 15, good. Whew, I definitely need to shake out my arms after that, I'm feeling it. All right, last move for this, we're doing skull crushers. Add the legs if you want to, totally up to you. Make sure you're protecting your spine, engage those low abs, keep the low back on the ground. All right, I'm gonna keep my legs grounded for this one. Again, if you want to add them, you can. And skull crushers, so the dumbbells going back to your head, and go. Arms together, and up and squeeze. Again, this is the only movement that really should be going on is from your elbows. There should not be much from your chest. nothing from your core. Everything should be tight. Good, 6, 7. Make sure you're really squeezing at the top, right? You're not just straightening, you're straightening and then squeeze the back of that arm. 9, almost there, come on. That's 10, you got 5 more. You got this. If your arms are shaking, that's a good thing. It's how they change. Stop and start if you need to, but really push through. If you can keep good form and keep going, you got this. Last 2 here. And 1. And rest. Awesome job, guys. That was round 1. Again, go through a couple more rounds depending on where you're at your fitness journey. Feel the burn, embrace the burn. I'll see you for your next workout.